Hello and welcome to the first Tennis Asia TV live stream for the Asia Pacific Wildcard playoff. This match is the final, the men's singles between Kasidit Samrej of Thailand and Ryo Noguchi of Japan. And what an interesting little final we've got to look forward to. Both of these players have never played in the main draw of a major. Ryo Noguchi's been in some qualies a few times, but yeah, never in the main draw. And Samrej, this is his first opportunity to get to the main draw. And if either of these players win this match, they will move on to the 2025 Australian Open, which will be in January. So it's an interesting little battle because I feel like these two players have been playing pretty well as of late. Samrej is the younger player. He's 23 years of age. Ryo Noguchi is 25, a bit older, but similar in the sense that they haven't had too much experience even at the challenger level. Noguchi a little bit more than Samrej, but on the whole, these are two guys who are still finding the feet. I mean, I know that Ryo Noguchi, he's reached a couple of challenger finals, and this year he got to the challenger final in China. He lost to Wu Yibing. There's certainly no shame in losing to Wu Yibing, a guy that's probably too good for the challenger level. He's already had an ATP title and just had struggles with injuries, but he lost that final 7-5, 6-3. It was Wu Yibing won, but now we've got the players coming onto the court. We've got Kasidit Samrej coming onto the court right now. Samrej, of course, is from Thailand. They've had some good players in the past, but in terms of men's singles, we haven't had a player, as I know, in a major of a main draw since Danai Udomchok, who was from Thailand. I think that was back in 2013, the last time a Thai player made the main draw of a slam. And of course, you may or may not know, but you probably should know, Paradorn Srishapan. He was the first Thai player to make it into the top 10, and indeed the first player from Asia to make it into the top 10 of the ATP singles rankings. That he got to number 9 back in 2003. So that was Paradorn Srishapan from Thailand. I'm sure he is interested in how this goes. I mean, Kasidit Samrej there. I mean, he is quite a tall player himself. He's 6'3". He's got a great serve. I think he hit 15 aces in the last match in the semi-final, which was a long match that he came through, and he came through well in the end. He's got a big forehand, Samrej. Noguchi, quite a different player because he's much shorter himself, and he will be, using his mobility to get around the court. We're probably try and make Samrej move, and because if Samrej gets in good position, if he's feeling good, that forehand is much more powerful, and he's going to be able to dominate with that. So it's an interesting little one. Samrej himself, he's had some interesting wins in his career, because at the Asian Games, he beat Kwon Soon-woo of Korea. Kwon, of course, is a player who actually won this Asia Pacific Wildcard playoff back in 2018 when he got that. So I guess the end of 2017, he qualified for the 2018 Australian Open. And of course, Kwon is a player who himself went on to win 2 ATP titles. So the players that have won this tournament, this is the first time we've actually had a playoff in 5 years, because we had the break for COVID and various reasons. But other players that have won this event, like Yoshihito Nishioka, who I'm sure you know, a player from Japan. He won it back in and qualified for the one in 2016. So it's sort of players that have gone on to do very well have qualified through this tournament. So this, might give us a window into, players that we'll be seeing a lot more higher on the higher levels of the tour at some points. Kasidit Samrej is 413 in the world. He's just starting to find his feet on the Challenger Tour. He's won a few Challenger matches recently. He got to quarterfinals in Seoul, which is where I am at the moment, in Seoul, South Korea. Got to quarters there. He beat Coleman Wong, a guy that's, well inside the top 200. So, and then we've got Ryo Noguchi. He's 25 years of age. He's only much shorter, 168 centimeters. He's got a ranking of 302 in the world. Yes, but Ryo Noguchi, yeah, he's a quick player around the court, and there's definitely going to be an interesting matchup in terms of the difference in styles. Yes, and Gustavo was asking how many real aces Rio would get. I wouldn't expect too many. I mean, he's not a big server himself. He's, less than 170 centimeters. Quick court, though, in Chengdu. So it's an opportunity there for, good shot making. It's not the hottest they are in Chengdu right now. I think it's perhaps around 16 degrees Celsius. I mean, it's not too bad, but yeah, that's 17 degrees Celsius. Not too bad. It's been a bit cooler than that this week. So should be pretty quick conditions. Yeah, so yeah, looking forward to this one. Obviously, it'd be huge for either of them to do it because Noguchi and Samrej never been in the main draw of a slam. And this is a great little opportunity for these players to get some high-level experience if they do qualify. And you never know, if they get lucky with a draw, they might be able to get through the first round. I think, yeah, obviously, playing for a big event like that is obviously great for them in terms of experience. I mean, it might not be one that they go on and do well, but it's not impossible. Probably the best and the most successful run from a player that won the Asia Pacific Wildcard playoff was back in 2017. And you may remember the player that went on to beat Novak Djokovic that year was Denis Istomin of Uzbekistan. He came through and he won this and got into the draw in 2017. He went on to beat Novak Djokovic in 5 sets in the second round. Of course, Denis Istomin was a bit more established at that point and his ranking had fallen down, but he needed to play the playoff to get in and qualify, and he did so. So, yeah, great for Denis Istomin to do that. And then he went on to beat, I think it was Pablo Carreño Busta in the third round, and then got to the fourth round and lost to Grigor Dimitrov. So, Denis Istomin coming through the Asia Pacific Wildcard playoff and going all the way to the fourth round, including beating Novak Djokovic, was quite something then. And we've already had the doubles go through. Yeah, we've had the doubles. That was the men's doubles winners were the Indian pairing there who won, and also the women's doubles, Pleipuch and Xiao of Thailand and Chinese Taipei. Yeah, they came through and they won that. So those players making it into the main draw. I think the last time we had doubles, actually, the last time we had the Asia Pacific Wildcard playoff, the men's doubles was won by the Korean pairing of Nam Ji-sung and Song Min-kyu. That was their first appearance at a major, and they played at the 2020 Australian Open. I just happened to be there and I happened to know who they were, so I went along to watch the match, and they were playing against Leighton Hewitt and Jordan Thompson. So quite a draw for those wildcard placements in the first round. And yet Song and Nam, they won the match, and that was in front of a packed crowd in the Melbourne Arena. So that was quite something. And if you qualify, you get this wild card, you never know what's going to happen. The players are just about to start the match. We're going to have Kasidit Samrej to serve. I'm just going to go away for just a second. I'll be back in a second, so just wait a minute. Yeah, it's not going to be easy for Noguchi to try and get inroads in on the Samrej serve. He's got a big serve, but that's something that he's going to try and have to do. I think he's got that in his game. Another serve there for 40-15 unreturned. So that was a hold there for Samrej. And Noguchi now to serve. And he gets the first serve in. And it's returned well by Samrej, but Noguchi sends that ball long. It's already a tiny little bit of pressure first on Noguchi serve at love 15. Out there from Samrej, 15-all. Score on my screen there, slightly ahead of what I can see at the moment in terms of the live action here. So Noguchi serves, and that's an unreturned serve there, or rather the serve return goes wide there from Samrej. We just had the women's final just before this, which was Zhang Shuai, who came through 7-6, love 6, 7-5 against Guo Hanyu, also of China. Guo primarily a doubles player, but clearly, I mean, she had some success recently in tournaments in China. She did very well. She won a title. And she did really well against Zhang. But Zhang coming through, Zhang, you know, she'd had a very difficult year, lost something like 24 matches in a row, which is, you know, obviously ridiculous, and it was a record. But then she finally broke that record and got a win in Beijing at the WTA 1000 event and went all the way to the quarterfinals. And yeah, obviously her coming through this event and qualifying, winning all her matches, is obviously great for her. So we'll be seeing Zhang Shuai at the Australian Open in 2025. She is a former quarterfinalist, and she got to the fourth round, I believe, last year, last year in 2023. And yeah, so we've had quite a few Thai winners. We're talking about Samrej here, who's 23-year-old, up and coming from Thailand. We've had quite a few Thai players win the Asia Pacific Wildcard playoff for Australian Open in the past. Luxika Kumkum, she won it before. She's obviously a woman. She won it in the women's singles wildcard. We have had the doubles pairing before. I don't know if you remember, there was a men's doubles pairing who were from Thailand, and they were twins. And I forget their names now, but they actually won the men's doubles wildcard playoff in the past. That was Sonchat. Yeah, so the brothers Ratawatana. Sonchat Ratawatana and his twin brother Sanchai Ratawatana won that back in 2018. They qualified for the 2018 wildcard playoff. See if we can get that up on the screen. Actually, let's try that here. So let's see if we can get that up. So you can see here, this is in the past. This is the 2018 wildcard entries. You may see Kwon Soon Woo here. And so you got Kwon Soon Woo, who of course, did well eventually on the ATP Tour, won 2 ATP titles. Wang Jinyu as well. She's had some success. She's well into the top 50. And then you've had, the brothers here, twin brothers, Ratawatana. They got the Asia Pacific wildcard playoff from Thailand, and they won. Yeah, so Noguchi, I mean, he hasn't had a lot of success. I mean, just the 2 challenger finals, at that challenger level. And we can sort of think about, these players as sort of being challenger level players at the moment. But Noguchi did win a 25K, the ITF title 25 in October in Australia. And obviously he's come through strongly in this event. He actually beat Jung Hyun 6-4, 6-4 in the first round. Chung, who famously got to the Australian Open semi-finals in 2018, beating Novak Djokovic in straight sets in the fourth round, after beating Alexander Zverev in the third round as well in 5 sets. And he also beat a young and up-and-coming, they were about the same age back then, which was Daniil Medvedev. So he beat Medvedev, Zverev, and Novak Djokovic, got to the semi-finals and had to retire against Federer in 2018. But that is who Noguchi beat in the first round of this tournament. Obviously, Chung Hyun, Chung has had a lot of injury issues. Unfortunate for him, but he's just back on the comeback trail, and unfortunately for him, losing in straight sets to Noguchi. But Noguchi, is a player, who's been playing not too bad recently. So both have held their first 2 service games, and Samrej to serve. Both players have started pretty well so far. It's a second serve for Samrej. And Noguchi going backhand into the backhand side of Samrej, drawing the error. Yeah, so Samrej going pretty easily at the moment on his serve. Coming into the net there, didn't have to play a volley because Noguchi couldn't get it back, but signal of intent that he may try to do that when he gets the chance. And already seen Samrej go up 3-2 on the screen there. And that was a good first serve. It goes into the rallies. And that was a brutal forehand winner, cross court from Samrej. We've seen that before a few times in the match. It looked like it might have gone wide, but the lines judge and the umpire saying it caught the line. So, yeah, Noguchi's going to have to be careful of that. If you give Samrej chance to go big on that forehand, that was him running around a little bit to go inside out on that forehand, he can really smack that. Good shape on it. Yeah, he hits that really well right now, and definitely think that Samrej is a player to watch. I mean, perhaps a bit of a late bloomer, sort of. I mean, he's already 23. I don't think it's too long until his 24th birthday, Kasidit Samrej. But certainly, yeah, player to watch in terms of, I mean, obviously he's got weapons. He's got a good serve and he's got a great forehand. It's going to be interesting to see how he does. I mean, interesting time as well, I'd say, for Thailand, because we've got some women coming through. Manan Chaya Sawankau of Thailand on, I think she's 22 years of age. On the women's side, she got into some WTA tournaments this year and done pretty well. And then we've also got Lanlana Tararudi, who's younger, only 20. She's inside the top 200 and she'll be looking to make her way up into the top 100 at some point. But she, I believe, is a product of Paradorn Srishapan's academy. So Paradorn has his own academy, he's still coaching players, still in tennis. And yeah, you can see now Samrej starting to be able to dictate with that forehand, and he gets up love 30 on the Noguchi serve. An extended rally here. And eventually it is the Samrej backhand with the error going long. So when you get into the extended rallies, you maybe expect Noguchi to have more of a chance of winning the point, as long as he can keep it. He doesn't give Samrej a chance to go big on that forehand, and yeah, there was a serve there that Samrej, the returns into the net. I mean, he'd really be wanting that one back, I think. It's a backhand return deep down the middle from Samrej, but it's still going this rally, and we've got the backhand and it's chance onto the forehand for that Samrej. Backhand from Samrej, backhand from Noguchi, forehand from Samrej, backhands from Noguchi, backhand from Samrej. And they're going down the middle here. Who's going to be first to... Oh, and that was a nice change of direction from Noguchi. Take it out wide with the forehand, and they're still going. This is an extremely long rally here. But eventually it is Noguchi that breaks down on the backhand side, and it's a break point. But it looks like Noguchi's going to have to... Well, he's going to bring it to deuce. Yeah, backhand error giving the advantage for Noguchi. Yeah, and there we go. So still on serve at 3-0. It's been a tight match, and I suppose that's what we'd expect of the guys, the way they are in form at the moment. And yes, that he's definitely got that in his locker. Noguchi can change direction very quickly, and he'll be out trying to outmaneuver the much bigger Samrej. I mean, Samrej doesn't move too bad, but he's definitely, he's not going to be quite as good at moving laterally. And that sort of invention from Noguchi might be crucial for him to get the upper hand in these rallies and in the match. Oh, and it's a second serve out there. It's a double fault and pressure here from Samrej. Yeah, and we're at love 40 as well. Yeah, and the backhand gone long there from Samrej, so big pressure. But Samrej, can he get himself out? I mean, he's got that serve there. Often that can get him out these tricky spots. Is more often than not, he gets that serve in. It's difficult to return. And yeah, it goes to 15-40. So it looks like perhaps Samrej is getting himself out of trouble here. Yeah, so Samrej saving the 3 break points, and Noguchi's going to be kicking himself here, I think, because that was a huge opportunity, but yeah, with that big serve helping Samrej there to get it to the advantage, but it looks like it's going back to Juice. Yeah, there was a good return from Noguchi. Quick and towards the feet of Samrej that, you know, he had to adjust quickly, and he sent that ball long, Samrej. So that was a serve out wide from Samrej, but it is returned in from Noguchi. It's a backhand battle here. I mean, his backhand is doing pretty well now, Samrej. And then it opens up for the forehand, and that ultimately is sent out by Noguchi. So Samrej has the game point, the advantage. Samrej holds on. Yeah, so we've got some of the past winners here of the wildcard entries. If you go back to 2017, we can see Dennis Istomin, who went there. Luxika Kumkum of Thailand. And back in 2016, we had Yoshi Nishioka, who you may know. Shukuaka Aoyama was there alongside Ninomiya. Shuko Aoyama is still playing as a very successful doubles player. So, and if we go through 2019, I think he's now retired. She was a good player himself. Peng Shuai is there. And the last time out that we even had this tournament was for the 2020 edition. Tatsuma Ito got the wild card, as did Hanare, Namji Sung, and Songmin Kyu, who not only went in and qualified, but they also beat Leighton Hewitt here and Jordan Thompson in that first round. So that was huge for them. And I think they almost beat Alexander Bublik and Kukushkin of the Kazakh pair. Someone's looking for stats, eh? I mean, these are pretty basic stats here. We've got Samrej winning slightly more of the points so far. Winning more on the first serve. Would we expect that? Yeah, it's on the. If you search AO Asia Pacific Wildcard, they have some basic stats, but it's not very reliable. Live score section. Well, there was a nice backhand back in behind Samrej there, so he was wrong footing Noguchi there. And if I was a betting man, before this match, I would probably make Samrej the favorite based on what I've seen. But tennis can be a little bit unpredictable at times. And we did have quite a few upsets in this tournament, to be honest. Although in the end, in the women's side, we still had Zhang Shuai, the winner. She was probably the favorite. Yeah, it's going to to 30 all on the Samrej serve here. Obviously, at 4 all, if Noguchi was to break, then he would serve for the first set. So, very crucial game. Yeah, and really important for Samrej to hold on. Yeah, and it's nice to be able to have that serve to get you out of trouble. And he will do that. It gets it to 40-30, but it will go to deuce. Yeah. And Noguchi's got that in him, so good returner. So he's got good reactions. I mean, wasn't an outright winner, but that goes good serve out wide from Samrej, but he gets, Noguchi gets the return in at his feet, and Samrej just cannot adjust. So point to Noguchi. And yeah, this time even on the second serve out wide from Samrej, but Noguchi's trying to come in a bit closer, but he wasn't able to get the ball over the net. And it looks like Samrej will hold on here. Good first serve down the middle. And Kasidit Samrej, he doesn't show a lot of emotion. He is quite a calm player, it must be said. And yeah, I like that about him there. Yeah, so of course it was on the men's side, on the men's doubles. We had the final between the Indian pair Nedunche Lian and then Prajanth against Saita Watanabe and Yuzuki. Actually, it was the Japanese pairing that came out on top and won that. They beat the Indian players who were the number one seeds. Yeah, Watanabe and Yuzuki coming through 2-6, 6-2, and then in the championship tiebreak, 10-2. I mean, it was quite a turnaround, but Watanabe and Yuzuki are finding their feet. They're not in the top 100 there, but getting, they're inside the top 200, and it'll be interesting to see how they do at the Australian Open. You never know what's going to happen, and sometimes these players just need to get that wild card or just to kickstart their careers, because they might get lucky with a little run, and the kind of prize money and the points that you might be able to get from winning a couple of matches is certainly something that's going to boost you up and maybe get you going into some of these bigger tournaments. So, and we've got a pressure here for Noguchi now. Love 30 puts Samrej 2 points away from the first set. And we're going to go to love 40 on this Noguchi serve. I mean, it was a first serve in. Yeah. Eventually coming on to Samrej forehand. And, you know, once he gets that in the court, it can be difficult to get back. And that's what happened for Noguchi. So, yeah. Oh, and Samrej going for the big forehand cross court there, but it goes just wide. And you've got to say that was an opportunity missed. But I mean, probably when you're down, when you've got love 40, you want to go for those shots. But looks like Samrej is going to have another chance here, and he returns there. Forehand deep or backhand deep, and Noguchi can get it over, and that's the first set for Samrej, 6-4. And Kasidit Samrej is definitely in the driving seat here. He's saying something to the umpire there. I'm not sure what that was about, but he was, or maybe he's going for a little break. Yeah, he's going off court here, so don't know what that's about. But yeah, maybe just wanting to toilet break, but he's maybe going for a change. Refresh, but yeah, so Samrej, the first set, 6-4, and that puts him one set away from his Grand Slam debut, which would come at the Australian Open. And this is the first time in 5 years that we've had the actual playoff for the Asia Pacific wildcard because of COVID. I mean, this tournament's always been played in China because of COVID and various reasons. It hasn't been played, in those 5 years. And since then, I think Tennis Australia just selected the Asia Pacific players that they wanted to give the wild card. I mean, usually, just the best performing players would get it. It was a bit strange this year because and we've got some stats there actually. 77% of first serve points won by Samrej, compared to 61% for Rio Noguchi. So, the first serve points are proving important. Overall, total points won, 33 for Samrej and 27 for Noguchi. Not a lot in it, but, 6 points, that's more than enough in tennis to make a difference. And, it's just the 3 break points that Samrej had, and he took one of them. So that's been enough for him in this match. In tennis, it's a game of fine margins often. Yeah, but weird this time because this particular Asia Pacific wildcard playoff is taking place at the same week as the Yokkaichi Challenger, which is in Japan. It seems strange to have this wildcard playoff while we've still got the last week of the season going on. If they'd played it next week, you'd probably seen more players in the field and a stronger field. But there was definitely some Japanese players and others that chose to play there. I know Coleman Wong would have been the number 2 seed in this tournament, or perhaps the number 1 seed, because I know also Watanuki withdrew. So Coleman Wong though chose to play in Yokkaichi because he wanted to get the points for the next gen finals. Unfortunately for him, he is still 10th in that race, and there's not guaranteed that he'll be able to play. The top 8 players get in, but there's a chance that a couple of those players won't play. Arthur Fils I can think of, and perhaps Jakub Menchik. But you might have some withdrawals. But of course, important for some of those players wanting to make the next gen finals. They need those points, and they would choose to play in Yokkaichi where you can get points. even if this gives a chance, this Asia Pacific wildcard player, to get a wildcard for the Australian Open, which is great. You don't get any points. There's a little bit of prize money. And I suppose if you're a player, you make that calculation and say, I'm going to have a chance to play the Australian Open qualifiers anyway. So the qualifying will take place, in the week before the Australian Open. And if you're within, say, the top 230 in the world or thereabouts, you will make the cut for the qualifying tournament. So that's the situation. But nonetheless, here we've got Noguchi and Kasidit Samrej here. And yeah, one of them is going to get into the Australian Open, or indeed any major. It'll be the first time for them to do that. And it'll be interesting to see if Samrej does actually win this match. Does he kick on and do well? Because obviously having the knowledge that you're going to play that Australian Open, it takes that's a huge thing. I think, Samrej is still fairly young, 23. He's been playing mostly ITF events and a few challenges here and there. But he's not going to have made a lot of money in terms of prize money. But getting into the Australian Open first round, the step up in prize money is significant. So, yeah, that's obviously great for him. And then, you may choose to play some challengers in the lead up to that, perhaps take a little bit of pressure and you take that confidence on. LBC, Samrej might be a player to watch out for in 2025. I mean, this is not for the 2025 tournament, but for the 2024 tournament this year, the first round, just to get to the first round and lose, you would get 120,000 Australian dollars. And perhaps in US dollars, that's like 60 or 70,000 US dollars. I mean, it's a significant amount of money just for making the first round. And then if you make the second round, you get 180,000 Australian dollars. So, yeah, huge and potentially career changing for a player like Samrej or for Noguchi if he was to come round, turn this around and win this match. Yeah, great power there on the forehand from Samrej. That is definitely a weapon for him. Yeah, that was a very good return there from Samrej to bring it to 15-30, and he's going to get a couple of break points. You can see on the screen there, so showing 15-40. Yes, ID are still playing. And that's another deep return. Yeah, the return was just deep enough, and Noguchi probably shouldn't have made the error, but it was enough to draw that error from Noguchi. And 2 break points here for Samrej. And you've got to say, if he does manage to take one of these, then he's looking in a very strong position, given what we've seen so far. But perhaps Noguchi's going to hold on here. He's going to bring it to 30-40. Oh, and it was actually Samrej coming into the net there, trying to be very aggressive on the return and come into the net, but Noguchi just did enough to put off Samrej. He wasn't able to pick up that volley. But Samrej has another break point here, and is he going to take it? Serve returned well in the backhand, and goes out from Noguchi. So great start here for Samrej. He is up a set and a break now. 2 love in this second set. So impressive stuff from Samrej. He doesn't look flustered. He looks very calm. So the score at the moment is Samrej leads 6-4, 2 love. 2 love in the second set. Early break for Samrej. He's now up 30 love. Yeah, 30-15 now, as it goes on to the second serve of Samrej. And it's a decent return, enough to put off Samrej. He couldn't get there in time. Yeah, so 30 all here. And it's going to go to 40-30. So Samrej looking like he's going to hold on onto his serve and go up 3 love, which would be quite something. Yeah, there's a big second serve there out wide. But Noguchi does bring it back to deuce. I mean, can he get back in here? This would be a big statement. And it was a good return again that Samrej couldn't get back over to bring it to deuce. Just kind of very much a battle between how well Samrej can serve. He's got that serve, but Noguchi's got great reactions and he can return well. He likes to step in, especially in that second serve. But, he stands pretty close to the baseline. I mean, a lot of players these days, they'll stand right way far back. Noguchi likes to come in fairly close, so he's create that pressure. Oh, but he sends that backhand wide. Noguchi, so Samrej, another game point. Perhaps he can hold on here. This extended rally. Oh, that was wonderful there. Extended rally there from both players really going at it, and Noguchi finding that cross-court angle on the forehand that was really an extraordinary angle. We've got a a break point here for Noguchi. And he's taken it. Really crucial for Noguchi to get back in here quickly, and he's done that. So it's 6-4, 2-1, back on serve in the second set. And that was a big serve down the middle from Samrej that Noguchi does return, and then the error came from Samrej. So yeah, so it's interesting. I looked for a moment there that Samrej was going to break away there and get the 3-love lead after getting that early break, but good returning. He's still keeping at it, Noguchi. He's got that good reactions. He likes to be aggressive with the return up near the baseline, and I think that was just enough to get in Samrej's head. And yeah, that was good effort there from Noguchi. And let's see if there's any response here though from Samrej, because he was obviously the first to be able to get a break here in that first set. And that was a very poor second serve into the net again. Yeah, that's really unusual here. That was the first and the second serve. Each ball was caught in the net. Yeah, it's going to be disappointing for Samrej to have, because he was obviously up 2-love, and then I think it was 30-love, and he had the opportunity to let that slip. He won't be feeling great, but how he responds now, it's going to be interesting. And he's getting into the rally here. It's an extended rally. Oh, and that's actually a great backhand. And yeah, he's got good strokes from both sides, although we talked about the forehand. That was a nice backhand onto just inside the line. Changing direction there to get it 15-30 on the Noguchi serve. But yes, it's back at 30-all, and perhaps Noguchi is going to hold on here. Yeah, so the stream that I can see is, as usual, is slightly behind the score on the screen there. It's about a point behind. But yeah, that was an unreturned, or I should say a return that went way wide there from Samrej to bring it to 40-30 for Noguchi. But it looks like Samrej is going to bring it to deuce. So Samrej is keeping the pressure up on Noguchi. Obviously broke in the previous Noguchi serve, and then he's got pressure here. And yeah, that forehand there, once he gets into it, he's able to dictate, open up the court. He's got that pressure. Sorry, he's got that power, I should say. And it's why I think Samrej has the potential to go much further up the rankings. He's around 400 or something in the rankings now. With the weapons he's got, if he can build up his game a little bit and his confidence here, he's definitely got potential, perhaps, to go top 100. But we'll have to wait and see. He's a long time before that. But again, stepping it up there to bring an advantage. But it looks like Samrej or Noguchi's going to bring it back to deuce. Yeah, and that was served down the tee from Noguchi, and Samrej going a little bit too crazy with the return there. He's sending it way long. So Noguchi might hold on here. And it gets into another first serve. And he's bringing in the slices there. A little bit of a slice bat on the backhand side. Oh, and it was ended in that rally with Samrej trying to go big with the forehands, but he sends it wide to bring the advantage to Noguchi. But it looks like on my screen that it's gone to the deuce. Good return there from Samrej at the backhand side. Oh, and then he goes up the line over the high part of the net with that backhand down the line. And that was really nicely done. I mean, that's really impressive stuff here, and feels like, in a way, Samrej has got better as this match has gone on. And there he steps in, aggressive, comes into the net to finish off the point. And Samrej is really going for this here, and he is trying to take the match into his own hands. And if he can do that, you'd have to favor him to take this match. I mean, he's got a break point here. That was a good return. He's going big on the forehand, but is he going to go for too much here? Oh, it's Noguchi goes big down the line on the backhand, but they're still going in this rally. Oh. And I think, yeah, long rally there. Eventually the error came from Samrej. Noguchi's got the ability to redirect the pace well, maneuver his way around the court. And Samrej eventually, the error. Samrej is, he's really desperate to get his forehand in and try and get an opportunity to hit big and hit winners on that side. Perhaps getting a little bit too impatient. I mean, this is good work from Noguchi to hold on here. Oh, yes, and it goes long there again in a somewhat extended rally there, and error coming from the Samrej forehand, but intriguing moments here, very crucial. I mean, Noguchi to hold on here, yeah, it's very crucial, and getting broken and then breaking back and then coming through this tough hold, he'll feel very good about that. Yeah, and that was Samrej again. Probably trying to go quite big again on that forehand, but it goes into net, and we're back on serve. 2 games each, and Samrej will serve, but there's definitely chances there for Samrej twice to get ahead in this match, to really stamp his authority on it. And Noguchi's done well to hang in there, it must be said. He's fighting hard in these rallies. And it's pressure now, but Samrej will be hoping that he can come back and get a few of those first serves in, because that definitely takes the pressure when you can get an ace in, or an unreturned serve, and he's got that obviously in his locker. Oh yeah, and a nice 1-2 to start off for him. Yeah, he's got sort of easy power there, almost. Samrej, good timing, good shape there, and though bad miss there from him when he came forward. I mean, the ball bounced short and distracted a little bit there. Maybe he wasn't quite expecting it, to come like that. And in the end, an easy ball there, put long from Samrej, but he follows it up with good serves here. Samrej to bring it to 30-15, ace down the tee, or down the middle. And yeah, another great serve down the middle. So always helps when you can rely on those kind of serves, and yeah, obviously being 6 feet 3 inches, or 191 centimeters. He's going to have that, which Noguchi does not have. And yeah, good serving there to hold on. So the last 2 games were much longer, and yeah, great for Samrej from his point of view to be able to hold on quickly like that. It creates a bit more pressure again on the Noguchi serve. He doesn't have those big serves to rely on. So yeah, and as I said, we've had so many Japanese players on the men's and women's side. I mean, on the men's side, we haven't had a Japanese player more successful than Kei Nishikori. Of course, he was number 4 in the world. He's reached the slam final. But, many other Japanese players like Yoshihito Nishioka. And Nishioka, of course, he won the wild card for the 2016 tournament and went on to have a decent career. But on the other hand, Thailand has not had as many men in the singles. And I think the last time that any man played in a major tournament was in singles was in 2013. So it's been some time. Yeah, it was actually 2012. So Danai Udomchok, he got to the 2012 Australian Open. He qualified then. Yeah, came through qualification. Lost in 5 sets to Gilles Simon. So that was the last time a Thai man was in the main draw of a major, at least in singles. We've had doubles players. Yeah, and that was another quick hold there from Noguchi. So after the long games that we had before, yeah, it's quick hold there from both players to bring it to 3-all, and it is Samrej who now will serve. Yeah, just a few more errors here. I mean, that was an error there again to give it to love 15 on the Samrej serve, and it's gone there now to love 30. So perhaps it's turning here because Samrej, he has made a few errors, and that doesn't bode well after missing those opportunities. Yeah, another error into the net there on the forehand side. I mean, we've seen a few of those. He's not getting under the ball, and crucial moments here. I mean, Noguchi to break here would put him in a very strong position, but it looks like Samrej is going to get it onto 15-30. It was a good serve out wide that Noguchi did return it, but it went just wide into the tram line. So, yeah, crucial there for Samrej. I mean, and he's done that a few times. He's gone quite big on the second serve, gone out wide. Obviously, Noguchi is a good returner, so he's obviously wary of that, and he's going to have to take a few risks in here and be brave at times. And luckily for him, he's able to execute, and he brings it to 30-all. Starts off with a brilliant first serve that allows him to get on top in that rally and finish it off. So that's enough. And crucial moments here. Crucial indeed. So great return in there, and stepping in for the put away, Noguchi. And yeah, great overhead to bring break point, but Samrej, he's going to use his serve to hold on here, I think, to bring it to deuce. And oh, it's down the middle, and that's enough. We thought he might go down the tee there again because he's done that a few times, but no, he goes big down the middle. Noguchi's just unable to get his, he puts his racket out, but he's unable to get a good return there. And yeah, perhaps he was not expecting that one, Noguchi. And it does go down the tee this time, but that's out there from on the first serve from Samrej. But he's going to bring it up to advantage, I think, and a game point from the second serve. Second serve out wide. He does return it, Noguchi, but we get into a rally. And yes, that is Samrej finding that inside-out forehand, which has been good for him in this tournament, upping the pace there on that, and that's too much for Noguchi to get the ball back. And Kasidit Samrej is going to hold on here. It was potentially very difficult for him if Noguchi was to break there, because he did have that break point, but Samrej is holding on here. And you have to wonder how many more chances is Noguchi going to get, because yeah, you're not going to get too many if he's able to serve well. So, and he's got to win this set, obviously, with Noguchi. Yeah, so huge, obviously, an opportunity here for either player to be able to get into the Australian Open main draw. And it'd be pretty remarkable as well for them, because these guys, neither of them has even won a challenger event. They've won, of course, they won professional titles at the ITF Tour, the lower level, but not yet won a challenger event. And then they'll get to play in the main draw of the Australian Open. And oh, it was a good return and good play on the forehand side from Samrej to bring it to the love 15. And it's very, you think Noguchi will win the Tories Club? Ask. Well, Samrej is certainly in a better position here, but it's getting close this set. With double fault there to bring it to 15-30, but Noguchi is going to bring it back to 30 all. And at the moment, it does seem like, yeah, that was a poor return there from Samrej's point of view. He would definitely want that one back. Yeah, and I'm not sure whether Samrej is returning well enough to be able to get a break at the moment, but if it does go into a tie break, perhaps you would favour Samrej based on his serving abilities. I mean, in general, you would favor the big server, but he's come through some tricky moments so far and done well. So yeah, but having said that, at the moment, there's a few errors been creeping in compared to before, perhaps for Samrej, because errors in sort of rallies where maybe he should be doing better. Yeah, and that was another error there from Samrej, this time on the backhand. Notorious Club is asking if I play tennis. I do play. Recreationally, I play tennis from time to time, but not too much recently. Yeah, decent return there, and then Samrej spraying that forehand wide, and he's got to be careful here because obviously if Noguchi breaks, then Noguchi will serve for the second set, and it looks like he's going to get love 30. Well, it was really nicely directed there up the line from Noguchi to get it to love 30. With Samrej, though, a couple of instances when, he's been sort of Noguchi's got ahead in his service game, but Samrej has got the serve there that he's been able to utilize in the crucial moments. Big serve, and he goes out wide for this one, and that's enough for him to finish it off. The short ball finish it off on the backhand side. It goes on to second serve for Samrej. So will it be enough for him to hold on here? An extended rally here, but it's actually Noguchi with the error. And yeah, to be honest, in this set, in the last few games, Samrej has been the one more likely to make the errors in these rallies, but this time he's playing it a bit safer, and he comes out on top. And it's another second serve this time from Samrej, and he's going to have to face a break point again. Yeah, it was a double fault. Another breakpoint chance for Noguchi. The last one he could not take. And yeah. In the previous Samrej game when he had a breakpoint, I think it was on 30-40 as well. But perhaps Noguchi can get in here, and if he does, he will serve for the second set. Yeah, and it's an extended rally here, but it looks like Noguchi's going to come out on top, and yet he has taken the game 5-4 and will serve for the second set. Oh, yeah, and it came from an error on the forehand side from Samrej. So, yeah, Noguchi hanging in there and just being able to. So Noguchi in a great position now to take the second set. Obviously, he's going to serve for it. But, yeah, it's been turned into an interesting, very interesting match here. Yeah. So, interesting times. And really, Noguchi just been battling hard here. And perhaps just becoming a little bit more less likely to make the errors in the longer rallies. I mean, he's got that more rally tolerance at the moment. Great move around the court that allows him to get in a good position just to stay on top of these rallies. And when he gets a chance, he likes to open up and try and work the angles. He doesn't have the outright power that Samrej does, but he's got skills, there's no doubt. And that's a backhand up the line there from Samrej, winner. That gets him love 15. So already a little bit of pressure here on the Gucci serve. And perhaps Samrej is saying, I'm going to respond here. But, I mean, he really just has to, doesn't he? And Noguchi is going to get it back to 15 all, though. Oh, and it goes out there from Samrej on the return. Yeah, so a lot on the line here for these players, obviously, to get into the major. Like the Australian Open is huge. The first one for them, the prize money in offer is bigger than anything. Even just getting to that first round, anything they've ever won in their career so far. And it's another extended rally here, and you're going to expect Noguchi to come out on top based on how the play has been going so far. Yes, and then Samrej with the backhand error into the net, and Noguchi gets up 30-15. So, yeah, huge prize money in offer. I mean, I think they get a little bit of prize money, like $3,000 or something, for winning this tournament. But obviously, the huge prize money comes when they actually play the Australian Open. And that's forehand going big there from Samrej, but it hits off the net cord and goes out. And here we have Noguchi, 2 game points, and he's going to take this first set. 6-4, it seems. So it gets interesting as we head into a deciding set. And it was another error there as well from Samrej at the end on the backhand side. So he's going to have to regroup here, Samrej, because, you know, it felt like the errors were starting to become more and more frequent in that second set. And Noguchi's fired up here. And he's looking much more likely to come out and do well in these rallies and just has more stability in his game at the moment. He's got the creativity as well. So interesting. We go to this final set, and it's going to be difficult to pick a winner here. And it's pretty interesting here. So we got the set 2 summary there. I mean, the first serve percentage, 52% from Samrej, so it's dropping quite significantly there. And that meant a lot of his second serves have to come into play, and he only won 48% of his second serve points. So overall, it was 38 points to Noguchi, to Samrej, who only had 32. Samrej was only able to convert 1 out of 4 break points in that set, 2 out of 3 for Noguchi. So the stats in favor there, and it sort of felt like it as well for Noguchi in that second set, and especially towards that latter part. But yes, it's interesting now to see how this goes now, because Samrej definitely needs to get his game to cut out these errors. And Noguchi, I mean, you'd imagine he wants to try and keep doing what he's been doing and perhaps even improve on that. He's get a chance. So it's Samrej will start serving in this for third set. I mean, that could be advantageous if he can get a break, because obviously you get a chance to go up, perhaps 3 games ahead. But starts off with a good serve for Samrej to take it to 15 love. And that worked out well there. The return came in from Noguchi, but Samrej going big and early with the backhand up the line, taking a bit of risks there, but he's hit a few of these as the matches went on, and maybe that's his not a bad tactic for him, because obviously if he's able to finish the rally quicker, as long as he doesn't make errors, then that's going to probably be better for him, because Noguchi's been coming out on top in some of the more extended rallies. And he's had a pretty simple first service game here, Samrej. He holds on. So certainly that takes a little bit of the pressure off the nerves, obviously, having lost that second set. And let's remember that he went up a break, didn't he? First in that second set, Samrej, before Noguchi did well to hold on. And perhaps Samrej had a chance to break back again. But he didn't do it. And it was very much Noguchi who impressed in how he was able to hold on and take that second set and really fight. And a bit of a level dip as well from Samrej, you would have to say, and sort of sloppy errors creeping in. But obviously good for Samrej to get off to an easy start in terms of holding on his service game, and perhaps now a little bit of pressure he can recreate on the Noguchi serve. And Noguchi will have to have a second serve, and it looks like he's going to go down love 15. Yeah, it was not a great serve. I mean, and the return went deep down the middle, but perhaps Noguchi should have done better, but he couldn't move his feet well enough, and he sends that backhand long, and Noguchi will start off love 15 in this first service game of the final set for him. And it goes to 15 all. He gets the serve in this time, but again, it gets into extended rally. And it's, Samrej going big up the line there on the forehand side, but sends it long. And as I said before, when it does get into these extended rallies, you favor the Japanese player. And the return going long from Samrej. So Noguchi gets up 30-15, and it looks like now 40-15 as well. So and that was a terrible attempt there at a drop shot that just totally drop shot or slice. I don't know what he was doing, Samrej, but just nothing on that shot there to brings Noguchi to 40-15. But it looks like, of course, you can see on the screen the Samrej has brought it back to 40-30. And that was a poor shot there as well from Noguchi. So I wonder if both players here are starting to feel the pressure. I mean, it's obviously a lot on the line, and it would only be natural, perhaps, to feel this sort of pressure in terms of being able to win. This would be, it'd be the biggest result of their careers, let's be honest. And because, as I said, neither has won a challenger title, and certainly even if you did, it's not going to get you into the main draw of a major. Noguchi has played a few qualifying tournaments and only never got past the second round. And that was a decent return there. The serve wasn't great, but deep return on the backhand side. I wonder if Noguchi's feeling a bit of pressure here, but also possibly tired this as well, creeping in. And that was the return there. He's going to really regret that, Samrej. I mean, sending that long like that, he had plenty of time on the forehand, and he's going to regret that, but he'll get another chance. That was an injection of pace on the backhand cross court from Samrej to bring it to the advantage for him. And it looks like, Samrej is going to take the break early in this third set. And you should remember, though, decent return and then the error from Noguchi. So the 2-love early on in this third set from for Samrej. Noguchi, you can't believe it. The ball's gone out, but it was out. And obviously, huge match for him, and not happy with how this third set's going. But let's remember, in that second set, it was Samrej who went up the early break, and Noguchi came back. Same scoreline, 2-love, and then he broke back eventually, Noguchi. So he's going to have to do the same, I think, psychologically as well. If Samrej goes up 3-love, it's it's certainly a bit of a boost, isn't it? So starts off with a good serve down the middle to get it to 15-love. So big for Samrej, obviously, to get that break, but and if I was Noguchi, though, you've just got to try and stay positive and trying to stay aggressive. I think on the return games, you've got to try and maneuver as much as possible. But it's 30-love now for Samrej, and it's difficult. And if Samrej, though, is able to sort of cut out the errors and bring in his power a bit more and make some of those a few more winners, and perhaps it will stop Noguchi doing what he wants to do. But yeah, in that second set was very much the errors were coming off the Samrej racket, but it looks like he's going to have a quick hold here, Samrej. And, you know, if he does hold on, yeah, it's shown there on the screen now, 3-love to Samrej. And that is honestly, you know, such as tennis. A big turnaround happens so quickly. Noguchi had the momentum at the end of that second set, and then suddenly, you know, a few silly errors and perhaps a bit of nerves came in there, and suddenly Samrej is up 3-love in this final set. So yeah, Samrej very much in the driving seat now, but as you know, Noguchi's got to remember that it's just the one break, and got to try and get through his service games and keep the pressure on. Yeah, so tough going for Noguchi, but he's got to just pull himself together here. Yeah, and luckily for Noguchi here, he's going to hold fairly quickly. It's going to be a love hold. So yeah, a bit of pressure now for Samrej. Samrej, yeah, he's obviously got that serve in, but Noguchi has shown that he can even return some of those bigger serves well. He's got good reactions and is aggressive on that return. So you're going to look for him to step up here. Of course, there's only so much you can do if the serving is too good. But yeah, he'll get a chance on the second serve, but oh. Oh, it goes into a bit of a rally, but then Samrej gets the chance and goes big on the forehand cross court. And when he does that, it's difficult to get the ball back. Noguchi, yeah, forced into the error. Yeah, unfortunately for Noguchi, it's been a fairly straightforward hold again, and suddenly this set is going much quicker than the first two, as Samrej is racing to a 4-1 lead in this final set. Yeah, and a big serve it was to finish it off as well, that was returned long from Noguchi, so difficult times. Hello? Okay, back here. Sorry, a little glitch there. Decent return there from Samrej that caused the error into the net from Noguchi. So it's at 30-all here, and this is really crucial because obviously Samrej breaks, then he serves for the set and the match. And it's going to be a second serve, isn't it, from Noguchi? And that was a good return from Samrej, and it brings up opportunity for him to hit a really nice forehand winner. And there we go. And he gets the opportunity for the break. A huge moment here. Oh my goodness. The return from Samrej hit the net cord and trickled over the net. And what a way for Samrej to win that break point and bring it to 5-1. And he's going to serve for the match and this wildcard playoff. And his serve on return. So good start for Samrej. And this is a huge moment for the young Thai player, 23 years of age. No Thai player has played in the main draw for a good while. Not in the men's singles. And there we go. It is great serve down the tee, and that is unreturned. Returned out by Noguchi, and Samrej is the winner, and he looks, finally, he hasn't showed much emotion, but he shows a bit of emotion there. You can tell he's emotional. Nice handshake with Noguchi. Noguchi smiling as the handshake, and yeah, Samrej bows to the crowd. And what a performance from the 23-year-old. Yeah. In the end, it was just him that was able to stay calmer, and, you know, his ability to obviously serve, but, you know, some of those, the power that he's able to generate from these winners. I think for Noguchi, kind of broke down a little bit, but great achievement for the 23-year-old from Thailand. And, well, brilliant for him. And he looks like a bit emotional, yeah. I mean, as you'd expect him to be, wouldn't you? But being able to play the main draw of a slam is, yeah, I think the last time a man from Thailand played the main draw of a major was in 2012. It was Danai Udomchok. And the last other player before that would have been Paradorn Srishapan, who reached as high as number 9 in the world. But for Samrej, I mean, to follow in their footsteps is great. I think Udomchuk, he was also a top 100 player. Perhaps, you know, that's not an unrealistic aim for a player like Samrej to try and aim for the top 100, but he's very much sort of just getting going in his career. Perhaps a little bit of a late bloomer. He's only sort of started to find his way in the challenger events, so he hasn't won a challenger yet, but certainly it's going to be interesting to follow and see how he does. Perhaps he can get a good draw. You know, if you get a good draw in the first round, it's not impossible that he can win a match. But of course, you know, there's a lot of good players in there, and it's, you know, potentially going to be very difficult. So it's a good opportunity. And he's getting interviewed on the court now, Samrej. Yeah, there were tears from Samrej, so that's. He said it's come true. He doesn't know what to say right now. Yeah, so wow, and he's just spoke some Chinese to the crowd there in Chengdu, obviously wooing them actually pretty impressively pronounced. And the crowd love that. I mean, there's a decent little crowd here. Obviously, a lot of them will be wanting to see Zhang Shuai, who's a top Chinese player, and she won the women's singles playoff. But here, Samrej, great for him, great for Thai tennis. They finally get a man back in the main draw of a slam in the singles. We had a few in the women's side. I mean, we've got Mananchaya Sangwang Kao, who's done really well in some of the WTA tournaments. You know, she might qualify for the Australian Open. So you could have a Thai man and a Thai woman in the men's and women's side there. And you've got also Lana Tararudi. She's another one of Thai young player, 20-year-old, who could qualify. There we see the match summary there. And that, yeah, 7 aces there from Samrej, but 75% points won in the first serve, only 62% for Noguchi. Overall, 91 points won by Samrej to 75 for Noguchi. So yeah, he got well on top 4 out of 10 break points won, so 10 break point opportunities created. Only 6 were created by Noguchi. He only won 2 of them. So a winner there in 1 hour and 48 minutes. 6-4, 4-6, 6-1. And there we go. I think that is going to wrap it up for us here on Tennis Asia TV. This is the first time I've done a live stream on my own channel like this, and perhaps I'll be doing more for some of these players, matches involving Asian players. Obviously, this was a good opportunity to do that. The men's singles here for the Asia Pacific Wildcard playoff between a Thai player and a Japanese player. But for Noguchi, perhaps he will have opportunities next year and in the future opportunities. But yeah, and maybe next year they can perhaps put the Asia Pacific Wildcard playoff a week later, because this time it clashed with the Yokkaichi challenger in Japan, which seems strange to put this in the same week when there's still the last week of the season to play. So nonetheless, what a good performance from Kasidit Samrej. I think viewers have seen the quality that he has, the good serve, and he can rip it with those strokes. I mean, especially on the forehand, I think, still got perhaps a little bit raw, but no doubt an improving player, and is going to be one to watch out for next year, and most obviously, notably at that Australian Open. And perhaps if he can get up a bit higher, he can get into the qualification for the other slams at some point. But certainly, we'll be looking forward to that one. Thanks for joining us on the stream, and see you next time, if there is a next time, I expect. I hope there will be, but okay.